Spring is in the air. Now I've been working hard picking up the garage. It's gotten out of hand. Too much stuff in the way to put things back, and then one thing leads to another and there's no room to walk. And there's really no way to get around organizing this place and making room now that the engine has to come out. The clutter also makes the filming that I've committed to rather difficult. So I've doubly screwed myself. Classic. Now I doubt you're here to watch me pick up the garage. I don't mind making it a footnote because this project has necessitated it happen, but I'll spare you the organizing and condensing years of neglect. Here's a quick shot of the upstairs. There was a path down the middle a few days ago. And the downstairs. Yikes. But it's nearly done. Once the upstairs is condensed a bit more, I'll bring a bunch of stuff from downstairs that is used less frequently upstairs. Then I'll have a place to put all the front end tin, which I'm going to remove before pulling the engine. It will make pulling the engine much easier, as well as the rot repair on the fenders, radiator support, and floor pans. As a bonus, there's definitely enough room upstairs that I can move the machine tools up there. That's not happening anytime soon, but it will let me get the machine tools away from the welding and grinding debris that destroys the precision ground surfaces in short order. Anyhow, today I put the 73 up on jack stands and pulled the wheels. Then I put them on the 68 rolling frame. I took the wheels from the 68 and unmounted all of the tires. These are the wheels I'm going to use, but I'll give them a quick cleanup and coat of paint before I mount these meaty bias plies that I picked up. I'm going to be painting them with Rust-Oleum Professional line of paint. If you've ever wondered why Rust-Oleum oil-based paints have managed to stay around while all others have fallen victim to low VOC requirements, it's because it's a fish oil base. Or at least it was. It was developed to use the abundance of fish oil to make paint for fishing and tug vessels. Only the rusty metal primer still has fish oil, and it may be that that's not the case anymore, but it's my understanding that this is how they managed to keep selling it before they could come up with alternative product to put inside it. Regardless, it's a cheap paint that's tough as nails once it dries, but it takes a month to fully cure. I'll be mixing in a catalyst hardener, which will speed that up a bit, but the sooner I get them painted, the longer I can let them sit so I don't chew up the paint on the lip of the rim when I mount the new tires. Now, there's nothing too crazy about changing tires. There was a time, granted it was 100 years ago, when a car came with a spare tire, not a spare wheel. And so if you got a flat on the side of the road, you'd be taking the wheel off, unmounting the tire, and mounting a new one with a tube. So as far as I'm concerned, this $50 Harbor Freight manual tire changer is perfectly up to task. I've had this thing for well over 10 years now, and it's been sitting outside. I've got it welded to a plate of steel now, which is nice. Makes it a good sturdy base so you can really reef on those old stubborn tires, but it gets the job done. I started by yanking the valve cores out, and then I pulled the wheel weights, and after that you break the bead with the lower portion of the tire changer, and then you mount it up on top and run the bar. Well, this isn't going to be a how-to on change tires, but you get under the lip of the tire and you walk it around and you can see it pops right off. If you're wondering what I was doing with those scraps of wood, the clamping mechanism wasn't grabbing this rim too great, so I just grabbed a couple of scraps from the off-cut pile and stuffed them underneath so I get some good clamping force and keep that wheel from walking around. And I use WD-40 as a lubricant to help those tires get off. I wouldn't do that if I were planning on reusing the tires. I'd use silicone spray. Some people use soapy water, but that just leaves moisture inside your wheel. Silicone lubricant's relatively cheap, and it's non-reactive with rubber, and it contains no moisture. So that's my go-to. I've been using it for probably about 10 years ago. I switched to silicone lubricant, and I've had no ill effects on car, truck, motorcycle, lawn and garden tires, you name it. But for this, WD-40 did the trick. Now, I've got a little confession to make. I really didn't work on the truck yesterday at all. All this footage was from today. I was a bit deflated after finding out that I'm going to have to yank that engine, which really changed the scope of the project, and I don't have room to do it right now. So I'm going to take tomorrow, the better part of the day, and go up to the White Mountains and do some hiking with my buddy Tommy. It's a great way to kind of clear your mind and get a new vision. I've got a little bit of tunnel vision going on, a little bit of analysis paralysis, and I think it'll do me good. When I get home, I'm probably going to clean up that engine from the 68 a bit and then start the teardown. and I'll take some footage. I'm going to have to get caught up so I can get back a day ahead, but I've committed to doing this, and so the day that I didn't do, I'll have to make up. Till next time.